Does Tsunami Product do battle arenas?
He helps out sometimes, yeah.
I mean, does he play in them?
Yeah.
How's he doing those?
Um, in Battle Arena? What do you mean?
Um, like, does he? He just carried really hard.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Invites around. Oh, sorry. I'll invite you guys here.
Because he's been doing really, really well for in our bronze boot camps.
Yeah, and there was just one really good game out of him. Okay. So let's see. Yeah, while we're waiting here, guys, if you have any questions about the game in general, what happened last game if you were playing, we'll be happy to try to answer stuff while we're waiting for more people to sign up. Yeah, I do think that Jax was the more experienced jungler overall. The way he was able to keep up and farm and everything, and his jungle paths were much better. I mean, that being said, if you're going to be counter jungling, you need to be worrying more about watching the minimap and warding up, which I know is really general advice, but it's something that needs to be done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that pink ward was fine, but he could have put a yellow ward over the other side of the blue wall.
Uh huh. Okay. Okay. Let's see. In which order would you like to see the red team initiate fights, or does it really matter? I think we touched on this a little bit. I think the best order would have either been Braum or Rumble to start off the fight, and then Kennen. Just because it's so easy to knock Kennen out if Malzahar's around, they need someone else to start off the engage. And then,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, Kennen is kind of a secondary engager. He's not a primary engager, meaning that you want him to follow up into an engage and be like a secondary form of Wombo, you don't necessarily want him
Mhm.
to be the primary because he can
Yeah.
just get focused and burn
Now,
down
if
so
he does
fast.
have flash, he can be more of a primary, but yeah, when the times he doesn't.
Yeah,
The only thing
Flash
is
Antonius.
his thing is a little bit. His CC is a bit delayed,
That's true.
so they have like a really good disengage. Then they can get out no problem. But he can work.
Yep. So getting
I would.
into, sorry, what?
I was just gonna say I would like to see if my ideal order would be Rumble ulting followed by Braum, because Rumble can, if he can land it on them while they're scrambling to get off, Braum can ult them to pop them up and keep them on it for a little bit longer.
Yeah. Okay, so here we are, game 2 of Bronze Boot Camp here this Saturday. Bronze Boot Camp is a game mode designed to help you improve your play. You come in and play with a bunch of other T-Force fans that are also bronze or unranked, and then after the game, we're going to upload these games and what we've said during them up onto YouTube, or they'll also be on Twitch as well. And you can see, what do I need to improve to get out of bronze to improve my rank. So we're already through band phase. Let's see some of these. Jarvan, Katarina, Akali, Blitz, Fiora, Master Yi. What do you guys think?
J4 obviously solid ban period right now. Katarina and Akali are kind of like those snowball potential champs that if you have a good one, they can just be a pain and wreak havoc. So I don't necessarily disagree with those bans. I think they're a better overall bans, but they can be a pain. So I don't necessarily disagree.
And it's hard because like obviously Fiora, Master Yi, Blitzcrank can all affect the game a ton. But you have to also take into account, how often are you seeing those people? Neither, besides Blitzcrank, you're not seeing Fiora or Master Yi all that much. Their pick rate is kind of low. But, so, is it worth it to ban them if you don't know that they're even going to be picked?
Yeah, I don't know that they're completely worth a ban, and I think that both can be dealt with very well, especially with Vi being open. But I don't necessarily disagree with the bans. Blitzcrank, I think, is a good ban right now. Fiora, unless you know they have a good Fiora or a good Master Yi, I think those are kind of wasted bans.
Yeah, so into picks here. Purple team picking up the bottom lane for Corki and Sona. And then up against Sivir and possibly a support Vel'Koz. Might be mid lane, I don't know. I like support Vel'Koz.
Yeah, me too, but if he's going barrier, I would say it's probably going to be a mid Vel'Koz.
Yeah, that's probably right. I wouldn't expect him to take barrier in the bot lane. So, then locking in Udyr. Not too sure where that's going either. Okay, now we do.
That's jungle. And the jungle RA coming in. No, I'm kidding.
So who is worth a ban over them? Is there an insta-ban in the game right now? I think there's no real insta-ban. There are people that are in that sort of top echelon where you need to be banning them, though. And that's sort of like your Jarvan, your Vi, Janna, any sort of assassins that you have a problem with, like Ari or Zed. You guys have any? Nidalee, definitely. I'm trying to think of some other ones.
I think that if it depends on the roles, but I think right now Ari is a must pick or ban. Nidalee at lower elos I don't think is a must pick ban, although she's super solid. I don't think that she's used effectively enough in lower elos to be a huge concern. J4 and Vi I think are must pick or ban personally. And I really say that's about it. I think Ari, J4, and Vi all need to be dealt with in every game, whether it be pick ban or pick or ban, because all three of those can really affect a game right now. They're probably the three strongest champs in their roles right now.
A common ban used to be Akali as well, but after a lot of the set of nerfs she received, I don't think it's worth it. Just
Yeah.
because not only has her power in game dropped off, her play rate with that dropped off significantly.
Random, not random, but what do you guys ban in your solo queue games right now?
Since I normally tend to play like 80 carry, I do ban like Janna because she is probably the strongest support at the moment.
Yeah, she
Besides
is.
that, I'll ban just the regulars, Vi, Jarvan, um, yeah, Vi and Jarvan are probably the other two that I normally ban.
Yeah, I'll throw a Blitz in there too, just because he can be so annoying versus certain supports right now. So I think Blitz is worth a ban. Usually, me personally, I play a lot of Trundle jungle, who is a good counter engage and a solid counter to Vi and Jarvan. So if I plan on playing him, I'll leave J4 and Vi open to kind of bait the enemy into picking that.
Hmm.
Um, but outside of that, if I plan on playing one of them, I'm banning the other. Or if I'm not playing Trundle, I'm banning both of them.
Okay.
Right now I ban Callista, Gnar.
I think you should.
And the
Kalista
other-
and Gnar are both solid
No,
too.
in solo queue, I don't see a
Really?
reason to ban Callista, especially in
She
this
carries
elo.
every game.
In Plat, I understand that's more of a ban, but
It's freaking
Bronze,
nuts.
Silver, there's no reason to ban Callista. Just because it requires so much, like, if your lane partner doesn't understand how Callista works, you've wasted your Callista pick. You rely so much on your lane partner, it's almost not worth it to pick it up in solo queue in this elo.
Hmm.
Just because, you have to learn how your ulti works. Oh, you have to learn how her passive works. You have to learn how her passive on her W works. And that is a big thing if supports don't know how to do that. It's so much damage wasted early on in the game.
Yeah.
That's why I don't ban Callista.
Yeah, I think she really needs voice communication. So,
Yeah.
I mean, if you have a pre-made with her, that could be really good. But yeah, in solo queue, she's not necessarily worth a ban, especially in lower elos.
Okay, so let's talk about some of the lane matchups here. Udyr in the top lane versus Crocodile, Interior Crocodile, Alligator, man, Renekton. Yeah, that's it.
There's two ways that Udyr could play this. He can go Tiger and try to duel the Renekton, which right now with how they've made changes to Renekton and changed up his Fury build when going against champions, I think is a poor idea. So I really hope that the Udyr does not go for that. I personally think it'd be best for the Udyr to go Phoenix and just shove the lane against Renekton and make it hard for Renekton to deal with creeps, because he can't build Fury off creeps the way he used to be able to. So I think that if he goes actually Phoenix stance Udyr, maxes the Phoenix and just shoves the lane, that's going to be good. And Maokai if he moves slow, so if Udyr just wards farther up the river, he'll be able to see Maokai coming from a mile away and just back off with bear stance.
Yeah, it's a weird matchup, and I don't know, because like Renekton, as he is right now, does really well trying to trade with people, and since Udyr doesn't have any ranged abilities, he's sort of in that same camp as Renekton. I'm going to be really interested to see how this goes, and I'm going to be watching to see how either of them play it. Because it seems like either one of them wants to be aggressive here.
I think Udyr wins that matchup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Although what you're saying about Phoenix stance, that's true, but Renekton can also push pretty hard himself with his Q and slice and dice. But but don't most Udyr top lanes take Tiger?
Most go Tiger, but like I said, I don't think that Tiger Udyr is going to be able to hold up with how
Renekton's push.
strong of dueling potential that Renekton has now.
Yeah. Okay. So
And
yeah.
oh, I'm sorry. I was just gonna say too. And one thing I noticed is that Udyr built. He did not get Flash. He went Ignite Teleport.
Yeah.
So he's definitely gonna be going super aggro. And usually I'd say that's a bad idea, but Maokai, although a strong jungler, um, like I said, if Udyr's smart, he'll ward up river so that he can see the Maokai ganks coming from a mile away. And Flash usually doesn't help you too much in a Maokai gank anyways. So I think that it's actually not gonna hurt him too bad by not having Flash.
Okay, I understand. So moving into mid lane here, Vel'Koz versus Ahri.
I feel like
Go ahead.
Whoa. Your background is so cool. I'm sorry. Um, your loading screen's really cool. Okay, anyways.
We've done that every week.
Well, I never look at it. All right. What were we talking about? I got distracted.
Mid
Vel'Koz
lane.
versus Ari. I feel like at 6, Ari will destroy Vel'Koz because she's just too mobile for him.
Well,
Yeah,
even
with his
once he
abilities.
gets her Q, she's too mobile for him.
Yeah, I
but
think
once
from
he's-
level 1, she's going to be too mobile for him.
Yeah.
That might be the case.
But I think definitely at level 6 she'll have a huge lead in kill potential. I think it was
Yeah.
smart for Vel'Koz to be taking the defensive summoner, though.
And especially barrier over here.
Yeah.
She has ignite, and she could. Yeah.
Yeah, barrier was solid. I mean, although I will say, with their team comp, he has the potential to make a lot of picks later in the game. So I think that as long as he plays safe, focuses on farm, he should do fine. Just don't try to shove out against Ari, and he'll be good.
Yeah. This is going to be pretty interesting. Bottom lane, quick. We got Sivir Annie versus Corki and Sona.
It's gonna come down
Corki
to
and Sona is going to be annoying as shit.
Yeah, when I first saw that, I was like, that poke lane is too strong. But it's gonna come down to Consiver, Spell Shield, Corky's Phosphorus Bomb.
And she should be able to every time.
Unless he's able to like proc it with his something else first.
Yeah. And that's what
Yeah.
Sona can work on is if Corky's going in to be aggressive, try to get some sort of like a Q down onto
Yeah.
the Sivir while she has her spell shield up to get that out of the way. Because your Q versus Corky's Phosphorus Bomb, it's going to do less damage than the Phosphorus Bomb.
Yeah,
Okay.
Phosphorus Bomb OP.
It is. And I
It
like
is.
that both supports are not going a ward to start. They're just going for more, just trying to sustain. Which is, it's more of the thing now. And yeah, especially since the jungle's taking too long, that extra ward doesn't help as much.
Yeah. Also, if I'm a jungler and I see they don't have wards, I'm like,
Yeah, I mean,
So, if I'm Rengar, I would probably start red and gank level 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that them not having wards is a great thing for Rango, and if Rango can get a pre-6 gank off, it's gonna work great, and he actually has that potential now. And one of the things I argue about Rengar's overall strength right now is that one of the biggest buffs to Rengar in the current season was the Scuttle Crab,
yeah,
because
Yeah.
it allows him to go into a gank with full ferocity, and it
Yes.
gives him that little speed boost running into the gank. So it allows him to gank pre-6, and yeah, if he does what he's doing now, which is get the Krugs, get the red, and then either go get wolves or the chickens, and then go grab Scuttle and run into a gank, it's gonna work out well for him.
Yeah. Okay. Annie, try to be mindful of your range. You have 600 range on your auto attacks alone. That'll keep you... You don't need to be getting that close. You want to be just on the tip of that range and try to use it as effectively as possible.
He's doing raptors, so he's going to have to go back before he gains.
Is he going to die?
No, he won't die.
No, he'll be fine.
Oh.
But he just doesn't want to go in with
He's getting low.
that low health, yeah. That's why I said just go grab red and go straight away. But it looks like he is going to be going back. I hope he could do top too, actually. But he could go wherever. He could do whatever he wants. We'll see what happens. So Maokai, go ahead and grabbing this scuttle. That's really... Oh, nice. That was awesome.
What was?
Like, he threw up his little soccer ball, the sapling, and he hit the... It landed on the scuttle crab as it was... You know, it dashes back when it gets too far?
Yeah.
It landed on it during its dash.
Ah.
That was good.
Yeah, that was impressive. I can't do that.
The Renekton top is doing great. He's shoving the lane. He's just trading with Udyr whenever he gets a chance. And
He does need to be careful when he is shoving the lane like this, because he is using his Q a lot on multiple minions. And since Udyr is not too keen about shoving it back out with his Phoenix, he's in a pretty good position to be ganked himself.
And like I said, it looks like he's going with the Phoenix Udyr. So he's just looking to shove the lane back against him.
So this is good. In bottom lane, you want to be trying to stagger out your totem ward so that it's always up in the river. So it does take communication between support and AD carry to be making sure you always keep at least that one entrance warded.
Both teams take a lot of damage there.
Yeah. That's a good job on Sivir for following up the stun.
Yeah, at least she got her Q off.
Yeah.
So, looking at CS, Corky's up 5, despite being pushed in. So that's good.
Vel'Koz is up a bunch.
Yeah.
Nearly 15.
But top lane, Renekton's up 11. So.
I don't necessarily agree with Ringo picking up the Stalker blades so early.
Yeah.
He would have probably been better off holding onto the Ranger's Trailblazer a little longer, just so that he could farm up faster and healthier in the early part before he upgrades to the Jungle Enchantment.
Yeah. I don't think he never got the Stalker one, or not Stalker, the other one, right, Trailblazer. He never picked it up, which is what you want to do. You want to pick it up because you can trade it for free.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So pick it up and then trade it for.
Sivir, don't run out of that phosphorus bomb. Just put up your spell shield. Try to get some mana back.
Yeah, she's been doing that all game, dodging them instead of.
Yeah, you shouldn't have mana problems as Sivir in this lane. Just because the other side is so spell dependent, you should be able to get a proc of that off every time you go into a trade when it's oh boy,
that was close. They need to back now.
Yeah, not gonna have enough for BF sword on either side. Well, on
Renekton
Sivir's
going
side.
hard, taking an unnecessary tower shot. I want to speak real quick on this mid. Vel'Koz is doing a great job against this Ahri. He's just being super aggressive. You can see he built a lot of mana regen into his runes and masteries, and he's picking up health pots.
Nope, he'll get out. Nope, he won't.
No.
Why? Why?
I thought he was far enough out. He only would have taken the 2 shots.
He should have just swapped back.
Yeah, all he had to do was walk back up the lane. Also,
Okay.
he popped
Huh.
the ult while he was in the bush, like for a good 2 seconds before he went in.
Yeah.
He would have been better off popping it as he jumped in.
Yeah.
Um,
So that's an interesting choice. When Sivir didn't have enough to get the BF sword when she went back, so she sold her Doran's blade to get the BF sword. Not too sure how I feel about that, honestly. I don't know. Like, I don't know, if you're in lane and you're still getting some harass, it's better just to hold on to that and just pick up a pickaxe and boots or something instead. But... Oh! Yep.
Nice, Ringo! Nice!
Yeah. It's not a bad choice. Man. I just never really see that. Usually I try to hold on to my Dorans as long as I can.
I do it sometimes. I don't like it, but if I feel like I just really want the BF sword, I'll do it. I don't like it in general, but I do it sometimes.
Oh! Don't! Yes!
Yes!
So consistent.
Yeah.
Broken shard. Broken shard, Maokai.
It happens once a week.
Twisted dreams. broken
Maokai,
shell.
I mean, Maokai has that trouble early. One thing, I don't know what your runes and masteries are, Maokai, but I will say that if you're not building attack speed in your reds on Maokai, you're doing it wrong. And simply because this helps proc your passive more for the heal, so you want to have that attack speed.
Well, the text, yeah, and the text speed on a lot of tanks, like on a Moo,
Yeah.
a lot of people, it's really good.
Again!
Again, Renekton is going for these dives, but he's not playing it right. There are so many cases, both those cases, he could have gotten out if he had played it right. So you just got to watch your health when you're doing it. You have to consider chugging a health pot and make sure you're doing it at the right time.
Yeah. Sona,
Yeah,
you're... Sorry, go. Finish
No,
your
no, go
point.
ahead.
No, I'm going to go to the
Okay.
bottom lane, so go
Oh, I
ahead.
wanted to say two things about the Renekton dives. On the first one, go whichever way, after you get the kill, go whichever way you're closer to. The first one, he was closer to his tower, and he went through the tower. The second one, he was on the other side of the tower, and he went back towards his tower. Both times, he took the longer route out. And then the other thing, when you're talking about him ulting early on the first dive, you remember? Nice gank mid. That's excellent. Oh, almost.
Oh, it didn't. It didn't. Oh,
Oh.
All that
scumbag
had to happen
soccer
was
ball.
you didn't throw it far enough. But when he ulted early, he wanted to get enough fury to heal during the dive, which was good. But he queued just too early and didn't get the heal off.
Oof.
Oh, Rengar, you went too hard for that. It was not worth it.
Oh.
He was backing under tower. You can't tank tower. I know that you wanted to blow him up, but unfortunately you're not powerful enough yet. You don't have really any damage items besides the warrior enchantment. Just be
Yeah.
Oh,
careful.
this is
Don't
really dangerous.
don't tower dive with Rengar.
They need
It's
to
not
go
how it
back
works.
bottom.
It wasn't gonna work. You weren't gonna get out, but you could have gotten the kill if instead of empowering your Q, you had empowered your E and rooted her there. But you weren't getting out even if you'd done that.
Yeah, I don't think it was worth it to go
Yeah.
for it. I know it looks tasty, but overall you're better safe than sorry a lot of times, and I think that both sides between the Renekton and the Rengar, I think they're being a little overzealous in what they can tank and what they can't tank. So just be mindful of that, and remember, you're always better safe than sorry. It's always better to not die. So.
Oh, hold on.
Good job, Rengar, using that empowered E to lock him down.
Yeah. In most games, you should absolutely be using that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And he should be.
Maokai,
yeah, he is. No, he isn't. Dang it. You should be leveling up your Ebola second.
I don't know.
I like.
Yes and no.
Okay. What's the
I
point?
like W.
I like W simply because the sustain and the extra armor and magic resist, it helps you go into ganks healthier, and it does surprising amounts of burst damage. So I would say level W, but the reason you like E is a 1-point wonder on Rengar. You want to usually use the ferocity E when you're going for gank because it's just going to guarantee you can hop on them and kill them, unless someone else has them locked down, in which case empower your Q. But overall, it's you're going to get a lot more burst when you level W second. So
People used to level E when they played lane Rengar. Because
first?
of the, yeah, I think so. Because of the range harass.
Okay. Like, the point is, for leveling E, actually does more damage when you level it second than leveling your W second. Because it does have that AD ratio and the base stats on it are really good. I understand, like, you get the extra resistances and stuff by maxing your W, so I think it is sort of more of a case-by-case basis.
I'm not sure why Renekton teleported in for that. I mean, yeah, he's probably going to get this kill, but
Yep.
now he's dead.
And he loses his tower. Q.
Good job, Rango. Go back into the bush.
Yeah, and another thing too, if you're running from a Rengar, avoid bushes at all costs. And he should not have walked down the right side of the lane. He should have walked down the left side of the lane where Rengar didn't have a bush, and he might have gotten away from that.
And you can Q to heal when you have enough. Your Q heals you. If you have enough, if you have rage, it'll heal you. So you can you can use that when you're running away.
That's going to be a wasted well, maybe not.
Nice collapse by Rengar.
That was a bad teleport. That was a
It
really
was
bad
bad.
teleport. Really, really bad. Okay, here's why. Rengar or Renekton just teleported bottom and died. You had free time on that tower. Trading, even if you got the kill on her, who cares? Towers are more important than kills. That's all that is. That's just misprioritizing. It didn't work out anyways, but even if it had, it wouldn't have mattered. Well, I guess if it had, you could have gotten Dragon off of it, maybe. But no, because your mid was dead. Just stay top and get the tower.
Oh, Corky jumping too far ahead. Be careful.
Yeah. So the point I was going to make way back was for Sona. Especially in lane, she was staying too far back to really try to control the lane. And between Corky and yourself, you have plenty harass to make sure that you have the advantage in lane. But when you're staying that far back, you're not allowing yourself to really do what Sona does best.
Nice blue. Although red team did come up with the dragon there.
So a 2 for 1, and then dragon, and then possibly mid tower. Yeah, mid tower. So overall, not really going one way or the other. Probably closer to being in blue's favor.
I think that the big thing that happened there is that red should have either committed to staying on the dragon or engaging, because you had team members taking damage off of the dragon to try to put it on blue team, and that caused the dragon to stay alive longer, which caused people taking it to take more damage, and them not to get it as fast. They should have either focused the dragon or turned around and engaged a team fight. So I think they took two deaths because of that. So.
So we should see a pause coming up. So Annie's items here right now, I never really talked about this. Starting the coin, it's one route to go. I don't think it's the best route to be going when your team already has a good amount of engage. between like a Vel'Koz and your Rengar. I think the okay, I'll be right back.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, I'll pick up kind of where he was saying. One thing is, you have the coin and you have a Sivir. Sivir's ult is basically a free talisman. So rather than having the talisman and the Sivir ult, you'd been better going off with the Frost Queen's claim build, which is going to help Annie get that damage, get more damage early, and also maybe not fully build in the Frost Queen's claim, but it would have helped with her damage overall and ability to poke out and lane. Also, I don't understand the catalyst unless she's going for Aroa, but if you're in support Annie, no.
Yeah.
You know, you're a
If you support Annie, just get Rylai's instead of Roa. Because you're not going to get it before. You want to get it by 17 minutes, and it's already 17 minutes, and you aren't even halfway done with it. And you want it by 17 minutes so it has time to build and be effective that way.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
the Rylai's just gives you more, like, it gives you the slow, so it makes you more utility.
Yeah, plus she has a
Sightstone for the
Sightstone,
health.
Sightstone. She has a Sightstone for the health, which I mean is good, and for the utility, which is good. But decide where you're going. Are you gonna go utility, or are you gonna go with damage? You know, are you gonna try to carry, or are you going to are you gonna try to be utility? Because Annie can do either one, but you got to know how to do it. And right now, her build's really a mishmash. It's all over the place. So, if you're gonna go utility, I still think Frost Queens is better on her. But if you're gonna go coin, you don't do it when you're with a Sivir because she has a free talisman.
Yeah. And you don't go coin when you aren't with a Sivir either.
Correct.
Right. You don't ever go coin. You always go Frost Queens on Annie.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I could see cases where you did, but yeah, I'd say overall you are right there. Then, so yeah, Annie, just work on your builds. Look at your builds and really decide where you're going with it. I think Annie really shines best when she's able to do damage and help carry. So really hop on that. Maokai. So you have the Rangers Trailblazer. You looks like you're going for the Juggernaut. That's good. I mean, keep going that way. You're building well, but be careful with your ganks. I think you're diving in a bit too far and you're over engaging, which is costing you. And also, you can't dual Rengar. Don't ever try it. It's a nice job going for the Sightstone, because Maokai does function well when he's used. It has a lot of utility. He is a great utility jungler, so that is good, but just be careful.
Yeah. And people are probably really going to disagree with what I'm about to say. But I think Sightstone is awesome on junglers, but in solo queue, I'd rather just see. I wouldn't get it. I would just grab the extra warding totem thing.
I agree in two aspects. And I like for Maokai, it's a great item, and for utility junglers as a whole, it's a great item. However, Maokai is not a good solo queue jungler because he relies on his team a lot. He can't solo carry usually. I really don't like Maokai in solo queue as a jungler. Now, if you've got good team communication, he can be awesome and build a Sightstone and be utility, but overall, I think Maokai is a weak solo queue jungle pick, so just be careful of that.
Yeah. So
Rengar is becoming a monster, and this is good because that's what Rengar needs to do.
Right. The one thing is, with Rengar, even when you get mega fed, you have. I mean, this is true for everyone, but it's harder to do on Rengar. You have to stay smart. You can't just always dive everyone when you're really fed. Like, you got to be careful still, because it's really easy to just suicide on Rengar because of his ultimate.
Ooh. Completely agree. And I like his build right now. There's two different ways you can go with on building Ringo. You can go kind of the way he's going, which is the oh, that flash charm just missed it. It was a good try, it really was. There's two ways you can go with Ringo. You can go with the Hydra's warrior sort of build, which is what he's going with, which is really nice. The only problem with it is that it is countered hard by building armor. So I think that purple team, you really should already be building armor, and no one's building armor, and that's not good. Building Ninja Tabby, building something would help you deal with the Ringo. So I see Maokai's got the Glacial Shroud, but
yeah.
I mean, still there needs to be more armor being built, because look, he's just blowing people up.
Yeah, hopefully he turns that Glacial Shroud into a
Frozen Heart.
Yeah, Frozen Heart, not a Frozen Fist, because Frozen Heart just does more. Like against Rengar, Udyr, and Sivir, like 3 auto attackers. That's really a good item.
Mm-hmm. I really. Alright, so it looks like Annie switched it to her Frost Queens. Or the Frost Fang.
Yeah.
Which is good. I'm glad she did that. Maybe she was just doing the coin for the more reliable early income. So, that's cool. And see, like what you were talking about right there, Ringo went in way too deep on them. You're trying to dive into a Renekton and a Maokai. It's really going to work out for you.
Yeah.
I want to comment too on the Vel'Koz. Vel'Koz, even though he's 1 in 3, he's doing some nasty damage, and he's doing pretty well overall, and he's made good use of his barrier. For the most part, I think he's just overextending a bit. So if you focus on staying behind your initiators and your engagers, staying back in fights, and just being careful, a little more careful in your movements, I think you'll do well. Unfortunately, when you're going against like a Maokai, and Ahri, and a Renekton, and a Corki, those are all champs that can close a gap on you very quickly. So you don't want that when you're Vel'Koz, so you have to play extra careful. So if you just didn't play, if you played a little more careful, you'd probably be doing a lot better. So just watch that.
Yeah.
And once again, right here, just as you said, see there, Rengar gave up another kill because he dived in too hard.
Mm-hmm.
So
and that team's really going to have problems overall, and just because they don't really have a great engage. Besides Annie, it's all on Annie to be the engager here. Just like
nice.
Flash tippers. That was nice.
Every Vel'Koz ult so far has been really good.
That's awesome. That was it's so satisfying. Vel'Koz ults are quite satisfying to do. Just like damage.
And I actually really like the Morellonomicon on him, because between the all the health sustain that Sona gets with her her healing aura that Ari gets with her passive, that Maokai gets with his passive, that Renekton gets from his ult.
Exactly.
It's gonna work really well. So he's doing really good with that. I noticed.
And Corky's gonna build a Bloodthirster.
Oh God.
So Corky will also have a Bloodthirster, so it's even everyone on their team is going to be healing.
Yeah. So that's a really good call going for that Morellonomicon. Good job there with the Vel'Koz. I think everyone is playing pretty solid, but I think that they're just small things,
Vel'Koz
Corky
overextending a little bit. I was just saying, Vel'Koz overextending a little bit. Rengar jumping in, going too ham.
Yeah. Udyr not realizing his full strengths and weaknesses. Focus on dueling. Careful with chasing. And if you're using your Phoenix to shove, that's fine, but have vision up. You need to be focusing on getting vision up. That's where he needs to upgrade his totem. He should already have it up. 2 is that I really think that actually Sightstone is good on an Udyr too. So be mindful of that. With Sivir, you're doing good. You're building well. You're farming well. Your CS is really good so far. So bravo to you there. Annie, pick a build order and stick with it. Don't ever go Roa on a support Annie. It's not going to work for you. I see you're still already going for that, and it's not going to work out for you. You're not going to get anything out of it because you're going to be able to build it probably in about 3 or 4 minutes, and then you're almost 30 minutes into a game with a brand new Roa. So no.
Yeah. And switching to Frost Queen's Claim is not nearly as good as starting with Frost Queen's Claim because you just lose money by selling, and you don't have this much poke damage.
Agreed. Yeah, right there. That's what I'm talking about with the Rengar. If you don't have eyes on Rengar, don't go blind to the jungle, even your own jungle, Maokai. So just be very, very careful there. And start building more armor. You need to, I see you just picked up that Spectre's Cowl. You need to be focusing. You should have gotten the Warden's Veil and be finishing your Frozen Heart first, because that Rengar is a bigger threat right now.
Mm-hmm. And once you finish that, then get your Spectre's Cowl.
Mm-hmm. Ari and Renekton, you guys are doing well, but you're diving way too hard. Know your damage limits and know where you can actually finish someone off and when you can't. And that just comes with time of playing those champs, but overall I think you're playing a little too ham. Sona's doing well, just focus on working on your ults, and I think it's good that she's going for that locket right now. That's going to really help a lot versus the Vel'Koz and the Annie, so good job on your itemization there.
All right, so Rengar or Renekton. The reason that people build, well, one of the reasons that people build Hydra on Renekton is because when you press W and you use your W on your next auto to stun, yes, it stuns your opponent, but it stuns you pretty much too, because you can't move while you're doing that. You have this animation and you can't cancel it. But what you can do is you can use Hydra during that animation. That's why people like Hydra a lot on Renekton. So make sure you're using that to your advantage. If you're going Hydra.
Mm-hmm.
So make sure you press W and then 4 to so that you don't have wasted time where you're self-stunning.
Now, right here, you're seeing the strengths and weaknesses of both teams, but I think blue is playing well to those. Even though, yeah, the Vel'Koz and the Annie definitely overextended there.
And Rengar definitely DC'd.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Where they don't really have an engage, which is not good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they're 4 versus 5. Yeah, they were 4 versus 5, so they really needed to wait for Udyr.
Well, I think they were playing to their strength a little bit, in which they were playing to their weakness a little bit, which is they don't have a good engage.
Right.
On the other hand, though, they did play to a strength where I think it was really good for the Udyr to keep shoving top, and they kind of kept Red interested the whole time. So Red was doing nothing while Udyr was shoving towers, and I think that might actually be a good way for them to pull off this game. I mean, right now they are behind 1 kill, but they're ahead 2 towers. They're ahead in gold. So, I think that keeping Red busy in letting Rengar get picks just like this, and letting Udyr shove lanes is going to work out very well for them. So keep doing that. And right here, when they're able to pick, they're picking them so hard. They're able to burst down a single target so hard. So. And
this is Dragon for them, so this is going to be Dragon number 1, I believe, actually. While Red has 2 dragons.
So, yeah, good job, blue team, playing to your strengths, and I think they're acknowledging their weaknesses, that they really don't have a good engage, but they do have good pick potential. So.
Yeah.
Red.
You're gonna get this tower.
Yeah, Red has a lot of dive potential, which I think they really need to be using more, but using smarter, because right now every dive, Renekton or Maokai or Ahri have taken way more damage than they needed to. Either that or they've left Sona or Corki so far behind that Rengar can just flank, show up out of nowhere, and blow them up. So.
That was some of the most beautiful rotations I've seen in Bronze Boot Camp.
That was.
They did, and then they pulled them mid, and then Udyr stayed bot and shoved. Now, if they can, if he had waited just a little bit for them to show top and push top, or if he can distract them for long enough here, I think if he had waited, it would have been better for them to show top. But no, don't fight, run. Yes, he just needs to run. If he had just run down lane and kept them interested, then his team would have been able to get an inhibitor.
They might still get his tower, though.
Yeah, they'll definitely get the tower. The question is, will they get out?
Yeah. Now you need to get out. Luckily, Sona's ult is down because they wasted it on trying to kill the Udyr. So.
And all of a sudden, they see 2 mid, and they know they can fight. So blue needs to turn this.
Yep.
Go back for the inhib. Go for the inhib. Let Udyr do whatever he can middle.
Maokai, you went in too deep. You need your team behind you, so do not twist advance right in the middle of their team. Ahri doing good shoving that tower. It might actually be because of how you're playing right now. It might even be up to your advantage to get a Lich Bane.
Yeah, it's a pretty good item on her. If we look at there, actually I think I made the wrong call. They did fine there. I think if all had gone back, or none had gone back, that would have been, or maybe just one, and they could have gotten the inhibitor. But that was so beautiful by blue. That was some of the best play I've seen in Bronze Boot Camp.
It really
just the
was.
rotations were so good.
Okay, 31 minutes in here. I'm still not too sure about Annie going the Rod of Ages route, just because she only has the 4 stacks on it already.
Yeah.
Yeah, she didn't finish it until like 27 minutes or 28 minutes. So yeah, Roa on a support Annie is never a good item, to be completely honest, because you're never going to get it early enough to where you're going to benefit. So
yeah, I mean, if you're looking for something more like AP centered, go Morella Namicon, or finish your ice Queen's claim. And she
Yeah.
did end up selling that and going for Frostfang.
Yeah, which is good, and I can understand. You know, why you would go with the coin, like I said, for the if you're not playing to your aggression strengths, it gets you more income.
Okay, Annie, don't
However,
go with Sivir. Sivir's got this. Just go help somewhere else right now, or go back.
Get wards or
Yeah.
yeah,
go heal.
yeah,
You're not doing anything bot.
ward control has been decent by both teams. I think Blue spammed a little too many around Baron, but I understand them getting the vision on Baron, because Red getting a Baron would really turn the game in their favor. So
Yeah, I mean, Blue Team does have a fairly decent gold lead, but they're not really doing a whole lot with it. Oh, did you guys already talk about the Vel'Koz getting the Leandres?
No,
no,
Okay.
actually,
he just picked that up. No, I guess not. He's had it for a bit. I don't really know that much about Vel'Koz, to be honest.
It's Rumble is like one of the few exceptions to people who can rush Leandres and make it work.
Yeah.
Vel'Koz overall just needs more AP damage, not necessarily penetration or that burn.
Yeah, I think he's getting a Void Staff now, which would be good. I think if he had gone Hat first instead of Leandries.
Yeah.
I guess he got the burn because of the big tanks, but Maokai doesn't have health yet, really.
I mean, it'd be a fine item
Which is
later
kind of
on, but
silly.
yeah, first thing first, you need to get that AP behind it.
I mean, Maokai's got health in the Juggernaut,
Oh, yeah.
but which is
Never mind,
good.
he's got like a Juggernaut.
Yeah.
Okay. So Red has been just shoving top. Blue team needs to be looking at the map to know that, so they can finally make some plays elsewhere in the map. Corky! Oh, wow. Yeah. That could have been bad. I don't know what he was trying to do on that side of the wall, but yeah. Blue team needs to be trying to group up and make something happen here. Red team, I think their best bet right now is actually staying split, as long as they're staying safe.
Ooh, see dancing.
Okay. So now they know that Sona ult is down. It's just the three of them so far. Need to be
There it
how
is.
far they dive.
Oh, yes, and gone, and not gone.
Close.
That's where the
And-
burn kind of helped, though. But that like I said, Vel'Koz, like every ult of his has been very good. It's been very well timed and very well placed.
Yeah, honestly, they shouldn't be. They should have
think-
all gone top instead of all going mid, but they're gonna end up doing this anyways because Sivir pulled Renekton. That's just taking him so long to get this tower.
Oh.
Just one more hit.
And Sivir grabbing red.
Yeah.
Great job, Rengar, coming around behind.
Do. Yeah, he's gonna die.
So that's not the time that you want to go in there, Udyr.
Yeah. Udyr did do a good job getting them their second dragon there, but it was just the team. You missed like some really good rotations there, Haber. It
Yeah.
was beautiful. But there they could have had much better. If they had just sent everyone top after they got the pick, then they could have forced the inhib. And they don't have a tower on it, so it's an even fight.
And they got basically two inhibs open, so
Yeah.
Udyr should be looking to just split push. With his
Yep.
build, especially.
He's gonna be almost finishing a Randuin's now, I think. See if he goes for Randuin's or Frozen Heart. Or maybe he just buys. Oh,
So a lot of times I see people like putting 2 carries in a lane when no one really knows what to do, just to try to get CS. You want to try to divide up that as best you can, because I mean, Sivir can clear a wave on her own, and so can Vel'Koz. So there's no point in both of you trying to split that up.
ooh. You need Annie to initiate
Don't
here.
have ward coverage here. Annie's
If
kind of
they-
waiting in the back here.
Yeah, she has to
Which
be
is
the
smart.
initiator.
She has to be a bit. It's good to wait in the back, but she's a little bit too far back.
She's a support
Yeah.
unit.
She has her flash up.
Yeah,
She just
that was
dropped
a,
it.
that was a bad Tibbers.
Yeah, it wasn't a stun.
Yeah, she used her stun on
The next one.
Narakth when he went in. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, it's gonna be dead.
Rengar will get this. Corky. There we go.
And that's 2 inhibs.
Yep,
Yeah.
Ranger will be able to get him, I think.
And they're pinging them too, so that's good process and thought by them to go for it.
He's should be popping Youmu's here.
Yeah.
You gotta remember, you got all your active items.
Yeah.
He does have ulti to get
Getting
away.
out. Yeah, but should have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
should've-
Use
Don't
his
try to go
ulti
back in.
get
No,
out.
no, 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 no.
Don't go in.
You do what
Oh.
you want, Rengar. You do what you want.
I mean, like he was going. Yeah,
Yeah,
getting
he
that
shouldn't
kill's
have
not
gone.
the big thing.
What should have happened is he should have used his Umus on the
Mm-hmm.
inhib and then gotten out.
Yep. Because he still had his ulti, he could have just walked out.
Yeah. Or if he had Umus, they might have killed her not early enough that even Vel'Koz might have been able to get out. Because he can
Mhm.
slow him with his ult. Any damage would cancel the
Yep.
home guards and then.
Sivir, you're really far up by yourself, and you have no vision on that side of the map. It is not a good idea.
Well,
To
they know
me-
that there's four showing,
Yeah.
but any farther, yeah, would be very dangerous.
So we're sitting at Sivir with almost 300 CS.
Mm-hmm.
She's like. She probably has enough right now. Let me check. She almost has enough for her last whisper.
Yeah.
They did get caught here. This is bad for blue team. This is really bad for blue team. Looks like they might get out actually. What's Rengar doing? He's farming.
Oh, second too late to use the Vel'Koz ult.
Yeah.
Like if it was
Yeah,
right
it
in
was-
that pass, it would have been perfect.
Oh, using his ult. He's gonna blow up this Corgi. Bye-bye. I don't know why this Renekton thinks he can take on the Sivir. Sivir's got a Bloodthirster. He picks up the Thornmail.
Oh.
Not a bad idea.
Yeah.
He's a little armor heavy, but now he's basically immune to the Rengar and the Sivir, so.
I want to see him get a
Oh, there's Udyr.
what's it called?
Good call by Udyr.
Yes, very good call with the split pushing by Udyr.
Aegis. Yeah, that's game. Good
That's
well
game.
played.
That was a good game. That was a
Yeah.
really good game, honestly, by both sides. I mean, the game was very close overall. I mean, I know we had 10K by the end, but that was just because of Blue being able to take advantage and shove the towers. But I think both teams played very well. I think both comps were okay. Just focus on your objective and focus on what your strengths are and being a little more safe. And I think both teams would have done better, but I well played by both teams,
Mhm.
honestly.
Yeah. Yep, a few little things here and there, and we're going to talk about that here while we're waiting for the next lobby. Guys, we got one more game of Bronze Boot Camp here to go. We're going to send out invites and then open up the lobby afterwards. Just give it us a second. Stream will be right back up.